Hello everybody, welcome back to another video. It is your girl Dulce Candy and it is an honor to be with you guys today. Just like I promised you, I bring you another Journal with Me video. This time it is going to be focused on the theme of love. A lot of love energy is flowing right now with February being the month of love that I wanted to share with you guys 8 very powerful and life-changing journal prompts that don't necessarily have anything to do with anyone being in a relationship or being single. This is purely if you just want to focus on self-love and love in general. Some love. So prompt number 1, what does love mean to me? The best way that I would describe love would be unconditional and affectionate. I've been with my husband for 18 years. We've been married, and the theme of love has come up because we've been in a relationship for a really long time. You know, there's ebbs and flows of how we feel with each other. Sometimes we annoy each other. Sometimes maybe we don't like each other, but we always love each other. And I could not see myself one day falling out of love with him because I would never fall out of love with my children. I would never fall out of love with my mom or my dad or my siblings or my really close friends. Like once I love someone, I love them. And so in my relationship with my husband, I could never see one day, I just kind of fell out of love. I think the love will always be there. True love, you know. There's also conditional love, which is what we see a lot of, you know, where maybe you're in a relationship and you thought you loved the person, but the next moment maybe they don't meet your expectations, or they don't change, or they don't act the way that you want them to act, or they don't do the things that you want them to do. So all of a sudden now you just don't want to be with that person. But I wouldn't call that love, because that's conditional love. That's just saying you have to look and act and do and be everything that I want you to do, because if you don't, then I don't want to be with you. Next question, what does it take for me to feel love? I feel like this is a really great question to ask ourselves, because if we don't know how we receive love, what makes us feel loved, then we are not able to communicate that with our significant other, our friend, our mother, whoever else is in our lives. So it's really important for us to get to know ourselves a little bit better and say, you know, I actually feel loved when this person does this for me, when they call me, when they check up on me, when they send me little messages, when my husband leaves me little notes, like all of these little things, that makes me feel loved. Next, what do I love about my life right now? I love this question also because it makes us be grateful, be in the energy of gratitude, and look around and see everything that is happening in our life right now that we love. To take a moment and acknowledge and write it down. I love this about my life. I love this and this and that. And I feel like that is so important because, especially if you're a very ambitious person, you can get caught up and lost in the hustle of just knocking things out, progressing, moving forward, that you forget about all of the blessings that are happening right now. So many of the times we miss the blessings that are happening right now because we think that our goals are, or our end goals, I should say, should look a certain way, right? That it should feel a certain way. But in reality, a lot of us are actually living our dreams this current moment. But we tend to get focused and lost in the future, in our, monthly goals, in our, quarterly goals, and our yearly goals, and everything is just so far away. And we focus every single day on moving ourselves closer to those goals. Then we forget to think about and acknowledge and appreciate and be in the energy of gratitude of all the beautiful things that are happening right now. This next question might be a little bit overwhelming for some of us, just to think back about our childhood and how love played a role in the way that we grew up. Answer this question if you feel comfortable. Did you feel loved as a child? Was I loved the way that I wanted to be loved as a child? What were you yearning for? The reason I love this question, and some of these questions, like this one specifically, can even bring about emotions, tears. Maybe this is a great question that you can, talk with your therapist about. But the reason that I love this question is because oftentimes the life that we had as children, while however it played out, it tends to be a blessing regardless, because it teaches us so many lessons, and it also ignites passion for the subjects and the missions that we have as adults, right? So I would never, demonize my childhood or the things. And when I did start my journey, I was very focused on my childhood, and I noticed that there was many ways that I wanted to be loved that I wasn't. So the reason that I love this question is because as a mother and just as a grown woman, I can see, the ways that I wasn't loved as a child, that now I get the honor to love my babies and love on them and tell them I love them in every single moment. And I get to do that with my children and love them the way that I wish that I was loved in a certain way as a child. Okay, so now we're going to focus a little bit on self-love, and I would love if you can write a list in your journal of 5 things that you truly love about your body, and then another list of 5 things that you love about your personality. And remember, your personality, your quirks, everything that you have about you that makes you uniquely you, own it. Okay, own it. You were not made the way that you were made by mistake. Everything about you is perfectly, I truly believe it in my heart, was perfectly created, and it is your superpower. So I want you to acknowledge, what are these 5 things in my body? I mean, I love my whole body, and I hope you love every single thing about your body also, right? And also, we can love our body and also always work on improving and building muscle and getting stronger and getting leaner if that's something that you want. It doesn't mean that you hate your body. If you do that, that actually means that you really love your body and you love yourself if you want to better yourself. But look at yourself and look at the areas that maybe you're like, as a child, I used to always grab my stomach and be like, oh, I hate my stomach. And I would always compare myself to the other girls who had flat stomachs. And so I've never till this day have had a flat stomach, even though I do a billion sit-ups and I work out and all those things and I eat the best that I can. However, I love my body because it's my vessel. I am blessed to be able to have 2 legs and arms and all of these things that other people don't have. And if I didn't have this body, then I would not be here. So how could I not love my body? This is the body that God created, right? So when I was younger, I got a little self-conscious about, like, my hair, for example. I hated my hair, but God gave me this hair. My skin color, my hairy arms, there's so many things about me that I used to just detest as a child, that truly, in my self-love journey, I have found that it's all beautiful. No matter the shape, no matter the size. If you're a bigger person, that's beautiful also. Don't let society tell you that you have to be thin in order to be beautiful. That's an absolute lie. Right? Of course, health is the most important thing. You want to be a healthy weight, but not everybody wants to have a flat stomach or be super toned or be lean and skinny. Not everybody wants that, right? What do you love about your body? I want you to just name 5 things, even though I know you have more. And also your personality, right? Some people are so self-conscious about their personality, their voice, their quirks, how they act. Embrace it. That is your superpower. That is your gift. So what is it about your personality that you love? And don't you dare change your personality for anyone else. Okay, so next up we have write a love letter to someone you love. You can actually write this letter to yourself, but think about someone who you really love. I mean, getting a letter is something that is unseen in today's world. So writing out a letter and putting it in an envelope and shipping it out to someone, or even just handing them a letter of how you feel, is going to be incredibly impactful, and it's going to make the person feel so wonderful inside. So I think about my grandma. I've never written her a letter, and I'm so grateful that I still have my Mama Maria. So I am going to write her a letter and ship it out to her. I mean, I think that's just beautiful to write a letter to someone, like a lot of kids nowadays. They will never know about all the letters that we used to write to each other back and forth when we were growing up. And it's just such a beautiful and creative outlet. And you can write the letter to your husband or your wife or your partner, Last one, how can I love myself more? If you love yourself, you're going to love everybody around you because you're going to be nothing but love. You know, once you tune in, once you go in into your meditation consistently, you tune into the peacefulness within you, you tune into the light, you're aligned, you bring that out into the world. All you want to do is love. You know, all you want to do is love. Me and my best friend Candace, we're literally always like, love, love, love. We're literally just like, all we can focus on is God and love. That's all when we meet up, that's all we talk about. So those are the kind of relationships and people that you're going to start to attract. I never in my wildest dreams would have thought I would have such a beautiful friend who is like the root of our relationship is the Lord. You know, that is like the strongest foundation I feel like for our relationship. In my personal opinion, to me, it's like if you have the Lord in your life as like the primary focus of everything that you do, you think like you're just ready to be a servant, you can't not be a good friend. You can't not be a good friend because the thought of like manipulating or using people will not cross your mind. And if it does, you're going to be like, oh no, that's not a godly thought. So God is love. Oh my God, I'm getting carried away. But yes, okay. I think the last one I was asking you guys is how can I love myself more? How can we love ourselves a lot more? What can we do? Can we be more graceful? Can we be more accepting of what's happening? Can we be more understanding of ourselves? Can we speak love to ourselves? Instead of having that negative dialogue, which can be deadly with a lot of people, this inner dialogue can be deadly. Why not? And this is what I did, because I used to be depressed and end of life thoughts were something very persistent in my mind. But what I did to love myself more was change my inner dialogue. I don't talk to myself bad at all. I don't think of myself bad. And it's something that I did have to train my mind to do, especially because I would wake up like at 3 a.m, full of anxiety, thinking about the future and just thinking really bad thoughts. So what I started to do to train myself, and this is just my own personal thing, I always thought about God. I thought about Jesus. I prayed to Jesus. I sang songs. I chanted beautiful cosmic chants. Like I just keep my mind focused on the Lord through everything. I wake up in the middle of the night. I'm like, Lord, Lord, Jesus, I love you, Jesus, I love you, Jesus. You know, like that is what I think about. And then I fall right back asleep. I don't ruminate on bad things. I don't talk bad about myself. I don't think badly about myself. And once you really start to train yourself to do that and to not think those thoughts and realize also that they're just thoughts. They don't have anything to do with who you are. They don't mean anything. But our thoughts, when we become so attached to them, can even end our life. It's that drastic, and that's how powerful our thinking and our mind truly is. So with that being said, my beautiful ladies and gentlemen and aliens from the world, I hope you all have a blessed and beautiful day. I hope you guys enjoyed today's journal with me video. I can't wait to read your thoughts down below. So thank you all so much for watching. Have a blessed and beautiful day, and I'll see you soon.